I need you to check his taint for needle marks.
You want me to check his taint?
Don't be a baby. Lift his scrotum.
I'm not touching the man's scrotum.
Lift his ball sack and check for anything unusual.
There's not. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh. Dude, it's a taint, man. It's a taint.
Didn't even look.
Oh my god.
We ready to roll?
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the Panels on Pages podcast.
Big boys playing with big toys.
This is quality content.
The boomers are into it.
Hey man, I just show up.
With your hosts, Lee Rodriguez.
I am a visionary. Like, oh, you have a podcast? I'm like, no, that's not me. That's somebody else.
Jason Nyes.
Yeah, sure. I'm not getting any vegetables in my diet. I'm just a thick boy.
Jose Guzman.
Is Jose on the show tonight?
He says he's coming.
It's like Elton John all over again, just minus the death threats.
Kelly Harris.
Reach your hand in your pants there, big boy. That's not me. I don't sound like that anymore.
And our good buddy Mahoney.
And Mahoney's here. What's up, Mahoney?
We can do just glorious, wonderful things on our phones, people.
No one's ever done anything like this before.
It's gonna be massive.
It's gonna be great. I mean, obviously, I think it'll be great.
And it's all killer, no filler.
My seat's on fire! Your dick's so hot!
Come on. It's so good. It's pretty good. It's there. It's reliable. You know what you're getting every single time.
Man, I'm so glad you found us.
You're all terrible people, and I'm glad you're my friend.
Put that in the intro.
That's really funny.
Over 500 episodes, and you'd think they'd have the hang of it by now.
It seems like the concept that would run its course very quickly. The name of this fucking episode is Taint, Misbehavin. God damn it. That guy got me. All right, hey, what's up, everybody? Today is Tuesday, May 3rd, 2022. Did you know, Niles, that May the 4th begins at 7 p.m. tonight?
Yeah, you know, it must be a time zone thing, because I saw that tweet, and I was like, no, the fuck it doesn't. Then I was like, oh, wait, time zones.
Yeah, still, fuck out of here. It's episode 595 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I'm your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me tonight, we have Mr. Jason Nyes.
May the 3rd, you stupid bird.
Jose is not here. He's out, I don't know, cleaning up trash someplace probably.
Leaving shoes for bums.
Yeah, leaving shoes for bums, picking up disheveled leave behinds, you know, all that good shit. But Kelly's here. What's up, Kelly Harris?
I have no intro. I'm too busy watching baseball fights.
And our good buddy Mahoney. What's up, Mahoney?
Kelly, send me all the baseball fights.
Buddy, there's a whole account full of them.
Love it. I will not follow the account. Just send me random baseball fights.
Okay. I saw another one where a guy got excited about something happening and he ran over to go film with his phone the fan of the opposing team that was losing, and the guy from the opposing team just took the phone and threw it under the field.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. That was great.
I like that. That's pretty good.
It was like the chick who got her hat flung onto the field.
Yep.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
That
Let's
was
go,
a
homie.
Mets fan in Philadelphia, and if you don't know anything about sports, Kelly, what you should know is you don't do shit to anybody from Philadelphia, because they'll fuck you up. If you're like, haha, we beat you, they'll throw your phone into the middle of the outfield. They
Jose
don't care.
has gone on record to say that Philadelphia is the most disgusting city he's ever been a part of.
Yep.
I love these guys squaring up at Petco Park. Like, let's go, Holmes. Come on, Holmes.
Yeah. I do like that
Let's
they
fight,
had
Holmes.
like the bar between them, so it like had a stipulation to it.
Yeah.
They kind of all seemed like they didn't think this was really happening. Like, every last one of them was like, we're not really going to do this, right?
They should have all gotten up on the bar thing and fought that way.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
and then
American
the
Gladiators.
last one on it is the winner.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, look at those guys.
Look at these fucking
Come on,
nerds.
Holmes. Let's go, Holmes.
Wait until these
We'll fuck
and
you
then
up,
there's
Holmes.
the kids that come by.
I know, and they don't even like move the kid along. They're just like, yeah, man, over here, big fight coming.
Gotta see what life is really like.
Yeah,
Let
This
him
could be
see.
you.
Some real stadium stampede.
Like, this is what happens when you mouth off to strangers. So learn the lesson from these guys.
Let's go, Holmes. Just throwing punches with no idea where they're gonna go.
No.
Nope.
Maybe that child's face. Who knows?
There was probably like a delay. Their Wi-Fi, they were glitching. They didn't know where they were throwing them.
I have not thrown many punches that have hit people before in my life, but one of my recurring dreams was throwing a punch and completely missing and like having no control over it.
What, and then just eating shit, just like falling or something,
Or just
missing a punch?
wanting to beat the fuck out of somebody, but I'm just swinging at air.
He just flies so far,
yeah.
just goes into space, and then gravity takes over.
When you first
and-
described it, I thought you meant like one of your recurring like dreams, meaning like something you really wanted to do. And I was like, I mean, that's a weird goal, but okay.
Someday I really want to not punch
I
someone.
think
I
it's
want to try to
attainable.
punch someone and just miss terribly.
What if that was my dream and I go to accomplish it and I actually connect and I'm like, oh god damn
Just
it.
knock someone the
murder
fuck out.
him.
No, not
Straight
like
up
this.
murder them.
Not like this. Yeah, I don't know what I like better. People that can't fight that are fighting, or someone starting shit with someone who can fight and getting fucked up. Like it's both. They're
Oh.
both very rewarding.
Yeah.
That happened in my high school. One of the kids that I was friends with was a boxer, like an amateur boxer. And some kid in the hallway like came up and started some shit, and he like on reflex just laid him down. Was like, okay, like spun around, and just uppercutted him to the ground. I was like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, it's I know a lot of fighters, man, and it's knowing fighters that made me realize, oh, you just shouldn't fuck with people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because none of these people, a couple of them look like fucking maniacs, sure, but most of them just look like normal people. But they could fuck you up. So don't fuck with anybody, because you'd never know who can fuck you up. That's just a good rule to live by.
And I
Mind
feel
your
like
fucking business.
the world would be a better place if more people knew that.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But the problem is,
Absolutely.
people, one, they don't know that, and two, they don't get their ass kicked.
No,
Like,
and
they don't-
most
like,
people, and a lot of people think they can kick people's asses when they
Yes.
100% cannot.
No.
Do you
No,
remember I had a string of like a year where I was constantly nearly getting in fights at the grocery store? Like I would go to the grocery store
This
and
was before
someone would have
COVID.
a problem with me. I was I cut them off, or like who knows.
Didn't
And it
return
would
your
always be like an old man or like some like 5'4" guy, and I'm like, I am a tall, big dude. Why am I the one that you're like, I'm going after him? I'm gonna start shit with him. Like,
It's that bit from The Simpsons where Homer's making fun of the tall guy in his car, and then the tall guy gets out of his car. He's like, "You think it's funny the way I look in my automobile?"
like I don't understand why. If you're gonna fight somebody, find like some short, scrawny guy to pick on. Like, don't pick on me. I'm a giant.
Back when I was in my 20s, we had to stop going to Wisconsin, because every time I went to Wisconsin, I got in a fight.
Yeah.
It's like, we gotta, it's like, it's not worth it up here. I laid 3 dudes out 3 different occasions at Champ Sports Bar in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Stop going to Champs.
I think that's the issue more than at Wisconsin.
Kenosha in particular, yeah. Kenosha's
Yeah.
a real shithole.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing for you there.
Okay.
No.
New
That's
idea.
all they have to do. It's just they go and fight.
New idea.
it was
Lee
a
fights
bummer.
Wisconsin.
I love it. Kelly, get your friends.
I don't know.
Lee's
You
gonna
go,
kick
you
all
go
their
North
asses.
Wisconsin, they get corn fed up that
Oh,
way.
they
That's
get
some real
thick,
shit up
boy.
there, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. It's like
I
man
wanna keep my
versus
shit
food,
by the
but
border.
Lee versus Wisconsin.
Lee, we're gonna take you through, and you're just gonna go wreck everyone at Duke Rufus.
Oh,
Lee has
Jesus
to-
Christ.
Lee has to go from town to town, visit their best diner that does like the best like cheese curds or whatever, and then he has to fight the town strongman.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. that's the
Lee's
way
like,
to go.
"What's up? Where's Anthony Pettis? He back at Subway yet?"
I'm sorry.
And then CM Punk's just there, and you're like, "Hey, I'm sorry, but I have to fight you."
I thought
enjoy
for sure
your work.
when Mahoney was starting his story about some kids he knew in high school, I thought for sure it was going to be Rascal and Varmint.
No,
I did too.
They never fought. They just
Did they
play
roll
fought
that guy
their
for his
guru.
clear his pockets out after he got knocked out?
They probably did.
Were they just like, you got me, you who?
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there for that fight. I heard about it, and then I had class with that kid like immediately after it, and he like came into the class and was like, "I think I have a problem." I was like, "I think you probably are in trouble." And then everybody was like, "Did you see what happened in the hallway?"
Like, what happened to his shoes? The Rascal's wearing him around his neck.
Just skittering away.
I imagine they always just run on all fours throughout the school.
The
Like
worst girl.
Sabretooth.
Yeah, like Lee
Like
Schreiber.
Sabretooth.
Did you guys? Did they have rolling backpacks when you were in school, or is that like a my generation?
You
thing?
would for sure get a wedgie if you were wheeling a rolling
Yeah,
backpack
if you were
around.
rolling a backpack around, they would shove it right up your ass. We went to school in different times, Kelly.
There was one kid in my high school that had a rolling backpack, and he would just fucking run everywhere.
And in that case, you would think a backpack would help.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. No, everyone called him Speed Racer because as soon as class is out, he's bolting to his next one. Just
Oh my god.
wheelie backpack riding behind him, jumping upstairs 2 or 3 at a time.
Jesus
While
Christ.
dragging
Jumping
his bag behind him?
upstairs with his rolly backpack?
Well, then he would unroll it and put it on his back, and then once he got back to solid
Okay,
land,
Okay. I feel like this was probably very impressive to watch.
it was, well, he would run people's feet over sometimes.
Oh no!
Of course.
Don't.
But
do
everyone
that.
was just kind of okay with it because I think we all knew he had some sort of mental disability.
Oh, did he diagnose himself as having autism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kind of were just like, oh, there goes Speed Racer.
I have anxiety, I have autism, and I'm real drippy. Want to come
There
live
he
with me?
is using the handicap ramp again.
I remember these. Talking about, I hadn't thought about this in forever, but just talking about weird backpacks. It was probably right around the time I was in, I don't know, 1st through 3rd grade, somewhere in that area. I remember these weird backpacks that they marketed as being like, it's like a locker for your back.
It's
So
just a backpack.
no, but like they were rectangular and kind
Oh.
of like more hard-bodied of sorts. Like it was still soft, but like it kept a form.
Okay.
And the opening was on the side. It had like you had to go over the open 3 of the edges to open it up like a little door.
Oh.
And I just remember thinking at the time, oh, that's so fucking cool. And
Yeah, I
then
could
now
see that
looking at
being
it, thinking
nice.
that's really inconvenient. You can't just like rifle through it. I don't know. It was really odd. Oh, and there was like a Velcro thing where you could like put like a Velcro shelf on the top of it and like put a pair of shoes in there or something. It was like
What the
very
fuck?
odd.
What?
And they were like, fucking, you could like, they were licensed backpacks, like Spider-Man and shit like that. I think I remember I saw a kid who had one who, it was like Hook, because when Hook came out, he had himself one of those weird Hook locker backpacks. And I was like, they're so fucking neat. But it would have been a real pain in the ass in practice.
I'm looking now because I'm pretty sure a guy I went to grade school with had a Jinko backpack.
What?
I can't. Yeah, because it was like, it must have been something else, but because it
I
had
bet
like,
that was super fucking fresh if it was.
oh yeah, like it had, so the back of it had this giant, like it was a big dragon, but then down the center was this fucking giant zipper. But I don't see it, so it must have been something else, like some.
My
other brand.
jujitsu bag has a giant zipper. It's like probably 3 inches wide. Like it's a humongous fucking zipper, and it like when you open it and close it.
Is this it, Kelly?
No, it's not, because the giant zipper was right down the center.
Huh.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Lee's Taint?
I was hoping it was a backpack made out of Janko jeans. Look at this motherfucker with an iPad in the back pocket of his Jenkos.
Fuck yeah. I bet he's so goddamn comfortable, you guys.
Well, damn. Looking at Jenkos is fun.
I know.
This is our topic for tonight. We're all gonna look at Jenkos.
Top 6 Jenkos. Go.
All of
Yeah,
them. They're all
I can't
number
find
one in
any
my heart.
existence of it.
Have Jenkos made a comeback with Generation Z yet?
I thought they did.
Not all the way.
No.
You can still get them, but they're like specialty. Like, you got to pay like $100 a pair plus a pair for them and shit.
Well, I mean, that's all. I think that's just inflation. That's a lot of fucking denim, man. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if you've heard, but we have supply chain issues right now.
I once had a pair of pants that had 40-inch bottoms on the legs. They were so goddamn comfortable, you guys. They're fucking best.
I bet
Oh,
it
it
really
was the
sucked
best.
when you stepped in a puddle, though.
I mean, it wasn't the most practical thing in the world, no. But fuck,
Lee
I
could
was
step in
comfy.
the puddle, but his pants were just on either side of it, so it's fine.
Oh no, you'd get water like midway up your fucking calf for sure, because it just keeps on going. It just absorbs. Oh God, what a fucking trip that was. We got backpacks, we got Jenkos, we got Taints. What a show tonight!
We all got
Man,
taints.
what a show!
Except
Yeah,
for
we all got
Lee, his
taints.
got reduced.
Oh man, I've said it a lot the past week, but I learned that the taint is the center of both the spirit and the body. Because man,
Yeah,
you don't know until something's wrong with your taint how important it is that nothing be wrong with your taint.
Yeah, when fitness people talk about like your core strength, what they really mean is your taint.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if they don't, they should. They really
Yep.
fucking
They just
should.
say core because taint is just that's not really cool to say.
Yeah.
Nah.
They know that they can't get you to buy their protein bars if they're talking about taints all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, Nicole told me to stop saying taint at the hospital last week. Because, when you go in for a surgery, it's like, I don't know, like I feel like they're trying to get you, but 7 different people will ask you the same questions. And one of them is always, so what are you having done today? And the first lady that did it, she's like, what are you having done today? And Nicole looks at me and said, I'm going to cut in my taint, fix my pee tube.
What's the matter with that? Of course you could say that.
Yeah, that's what's
just
happening
facts.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's
That's
approach
the
to say
proper medical
urethroplasty.
term.
So yeah,
Oh, please.
Urethroplasty.
Get out of here.
that's
you say
what
that
it's
to a
actually
nurse,
called,
she's
yeah.
going to be like, what's that?
Then you'd be like, oh, you're a fucking taint split McGee. Cool.
Urethroplasty sounds like dick enlargement.
Urethroplasty. It sounds like something you yell. I can't even say it. It sounds like something you yell out when you make a shocking discovery.
Urethroplasty.
That's a Motown singer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, shit's wild. What a fucking process it was. Almost from the very beginning, because roll up there, had to be there at 9:00 for a 12:00 surgery. Over there, we're not waiting too long. Honestly, gotta say, everyone we dealt with at the hospital was super fucking nice. Everyone was great. It was as pleasant an experience as it possibly could have been, all things considered. But we head up into the lab. They're like, "I'm going to do a COVID test." I'm like, "Sure." We're going to do, get vitals and that. It's like, and we need a urine sample. And I said, "Lady, not a problem." And I just fucking hoist the bag up, and she's like, "Oh no, we can't take it from the bag." I go, "Well, that's where it's coming from."
Yeah.
Like that's where the pee goes right now. It's
Where
kind of
else would it
the
come
whole
from?
reason I'm here. She's like, "Well, the bag, once it hits the bag, it's contaminated." I'm like, "Yeah, with other pee." So I don't what do you? Okay. And so she follows me into the bathroom.
You're like, well,
And
cup
fucking-
your fucking hands, lady. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
She basically did. And also keep in mind they're like, don't drink either
But
before
wait,
surgery.
isn't
So
the
it's
whole
like,
thing that you're not supposed to pee?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But
was-
I'm not supposed to stop drinking before surgery, and they don't want what's in the bag. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you want from me.
does this bitch know what you're here for, or was she just a random nurse?
No, she doesn't. She keeps asking him. That's the whole part of the story.
But she's like, let's go. And she follows me into the bathroom, and she fucking pops off the tube, and we have to just stand there for a while and wait for it to come dripping out of the tube in my belly. until she gets enough for a specimen cup. That's like,
What the fuck?
This is
this
really
is
wild.
mortifying.
Dude.
So she
I
just
think
fucking
I think you got taken advantage of.
fucking tap me like a maple tree.
Wait, what did they need to pee for?
I don't know. And,
Wait, it's not like you were there for a drug test.
It's delicious.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's delicious.
And once I got upstairs, they were like, "Oh, hey, did you do urine? Did they take a sample?" Like they fucking sure did, direct from the tap. They took it, and they couldn't find it for a second. And she was like, "We might have to get another one." And I'm like, "Good fucking luck. If you want to, go for it." But they found it, and it was fine.
What
But
if
it was just,
this whole medical situation has all just been a ruse? Because at some point, Lee gave someone a urine sample, and they accidentally tasted it, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing. Call that guy back." And then whenever you go to throw a pee bag out, they're just hiding and waiting in your trash.
Oh.
Fucking hit it with a swizzle stick.
You're like the
I never really thought about it, but I hope you don't throw your pee bags just into the trash. That seems.
you're like the
seems like a
thing that
weird
they
way to get
milk
rid
in
of it.
Peacemaker.
I mean, I empty them first, but yeah, I mean, they got to go in the trash.
See, I was hoping you'd just like yeet it from your window to like the curb. With...
Throw it in the woods, right, Kelly?
Yeah, Mahoney, that's where everything goes, in the woods.
You throw it in the woods, I'm
It's
fine
in
with
the
it.
woods.
You just throw it in your trash barrel, all bag full of piss. It's just kind of weird.
But Mahoney, what if
gotta
he
empty
would
it out.
just scoop it up with a shovel and throw it in the street?
I mean, that is how you dispose of
A
anything.
shovel full of pee bags. Oh God. But I had a private room for prep and recovery. That was nice. Like it was a nice hospital. It worked out okay. But man, I was way too awake going into the room.
Oh.
Because they hit you with a little something, and I've probably got under anesthesia maybe 4 or 5 times, and very rarely do I have any recollection of like going outside the kind of holding area. But I was awake in the room, like having conversations in the room, and I'm like, oh, this isn't good. I don't like it. This should all be black now.
Yeah.
I don't care for it at all. But it was, they were just trying to get me, situated on the table, whatever, before they put me all the way out. And it was just like it was just hands everywhere, fucking pulling on things and putting me places. Like, this makes me very uncomfortable. They fucking like, they once I got on the bed, they put these like slats on the side for my arms. They were gonna fucking wedge me in these, they put my arms in these foam wedges and shit like that. And I'm like, I want to be asleep now. And then I woke up and it was over. Oh, it was nuts. It was nuts. Fucking, I got myself a brand new tube that goes all the way up my peener, all the way down to the floor, all the way out of the fucking bag. It sucks
To the window!
so hard. Yeah, it sucks so fucking bad. I'm aware of it every second of the day. It's very uncomfortable, and I hate it so goddamn much. And I got 2 weeks left, but it's gonna be fucking fine. It's 2 weeks, it's fine. I had the original tube still there hanging out, not doing fuck all. Just kept it there in case I need it. So it's just there, taped up to my hips. And it got about a 2-inch slash in my taint, which is real unpleasant. Because for days,
2-inch?
I couldn't even sit up. Like, I couldn't even sit up right. I had to sit either reclined or like literally on the edge of my seat or somewhere. Otherwise, have my taint not touching something or actively pointed toward the sky for days. It was fucking ridiculous.
Pointed towards the sky. I kind of love that.
Yeah. It just, everything fucking hurt. Every movement hurt. And every once in a while, because, of all the surgery and the cutting and the all the whatever, and on the internal side of things, I'm like, oh shit, I have a feeling I have the feeling as if I'm going to piss my pants, but I cannot stop it. And so when that happens, just like, blood and shit comes out of the tip of my dick around the hose, like around the tube. And so I got to take care of that shit on top of everything else. It's fucking awful. Like, I would not go so far as to say I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, because I definitely would, because it sucks. But it's not a fun time at all. And I got a couple of pretty cool fucking bonuses on top of it too. when I woke up in the hospital, my left thumb down to the
Was it
center
in
of
my
my
butt?
palm. No, I wish. My left index finger and a strip of my arm from the crease of my elbow down was completely numb and dead to the world.
Oof.
Like I couldn't feel it at all. It was just gone. And I don't remember this because of the drugs, but I was told that to illustrate this point properly, whenever a nurse would come in asking how I was doing, I would just bash my hand into the wall and be like, I can't feel my fucking thumb. And Nicole was like, quit smashing your hand on something. You're going to break your hand. I go, can't break it. Don't feel it.
Oh.
Apparently, I did that many times. If the
Did it
stories are
come
to be
back?
believed. Yeah, it's fine now.
Okay, good.
But
good.
yeah, the I guess it's just either a side effect of the anesthesia or how it was wedged in the fucking foam things or both.
Yeah.
But the doc said it could take 5 days to come back, and right about 5 days, it started coming back by the end of the night. It was like less.
That
But it was
feels
just
like a
fucking-
fucking guess. Like it was like, oh yeah, that might take 5 days or more. Call someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, she's like, 5 days. That sounds.
How long
Generous.
is long enough
Let's
that
do
I
5
will be
days.
on vacation? What's my next
Yeah.
day off? 5
Yeah,
days from now.
that's fine. But I knew that was happening because it was fucking weird. But I get home, Mom, I gotta take a shower at some point, so I'm trying to, get undressed with this fucking thing hanging out of my dick, and then I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror, and there's the obvious, oh my god, look at the fucking monstrosity I am right now with the extra holes and tubes and shit like that. But that's also when I realized that for reasons completely unknown, they shaved the bottom half of my stomach.
Just to fuck with you.
It feels like it was just to fuck with me because they weren't even doing any work on the front side. Like it's all business in the back. Like, but I'm very hairy. So there,
Yes.
so there's just a strip across my midsection. There's just nothing, and I can't stress enough. There was no reason to do it. And you know what? They sure as shit did not shave around my ass cheeks and my inner thighs when they fucking duct taped or roll of paper towels to my taint. So that would have been nice. But no. They left all the hair there before the tape was coming off. It's like, what the fuck?
Maybe
That was,
they had an intern just practicing.
It feels like something like that because it was just a real kick in the fucking dick. I'm like, really? Like, really? On top of all of it? You know what? Fuck it. Fine, sure. Shave your fucking name into my chest. Why not?
In the fucking 17 pages worth of paperwork you had to read through and sign, in there at some point you're like, I give my consent to any interns to practice shaving my tummy.
It's so fucking weird, man. It was so weird and just shocking for the nonsense of it all.
Or what if
why?
What if they're shaving you and then the doctor walks in and goes, No, this guy has taint surgery. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Clean him up.
And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing this?
Oh, I thought this guy was getting liposuction, right?
I was like, well, he needs it clearly, but no, not today. Like, we're doing the taint thing today. What if you got liposuction in the taint? They just suck all the fat out of your taint hole.
I mean, I feel like that would be a roundabout way of doing things. You want to go straight to the fat. You don't want to suck the fat through the rest of the body. That's how you get clots.
No. Yeah, you get a fat clot, and this is all over. No one wants that. So I had to adjust. I discovered yesterday that if I just say fuck it and leave pants out of the equation altogether and just walk around in my drawers, it hurts a little bit less. I can tuck my shit properly. It's all been a nightmare. But god damn it, my lovely wife has been a fucking trooper through all of it because she wants me to do even less than I probably could, which means she's doing everything on her own. And I'm like, I can make the fucking I can stand still for long enough to make the kids lunch. Like it's okay. She's like, no. I'm like, all right, okay, all right. I'll just.
She's like, you
Continue to
just
sit here-
focus on getting that dick back in working order.
Well, she did look at me the other day. She's like, so, any movement, anything happening? I go, no, hon, not really. No, that's not feeling my best right now. So not even an inkling. And besides, at this point, I still had it kind of like attached to this gimmick that they gave me to stick to my leg that the tube runs through. You can lock it in place so it doesn't tug. And I'm like, so even with this thing, there's not a whole lot of slack involved. So if something were to happen right now, it'd be like the Hulk busting out of his purple pants. I don't think we want that. Like, that's not good. So no, it's not. But we're going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. And then, completely unrelated to all this, but because I had to do something over the weekend, I played a game called A Plague Tale. And by the end of that game, you get to control an army of rats, and it's fucking rad. Because we talked about the potential of that on the whole episode. And I'm like, yeah, no, we were right.
Mm-hmm.
We were absolutely right. 100% we were right. So if you wanted to control a plague of rats in the game, check that out. It's fun. But yeah, it's been a whole fucking thing, man. I don't care for it. Wouldn't recommend it. Real fucking cosmic joke. but we're powering through. It's gonna be all right.
Well, if only you hadn't had that mysterious dick trauma at some point in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicole's very excited because she thinks that that this is gonna be a lot less strangers calling her a whore in public, which is gonna be pretty nice. She's pretty stoked about that.
I don't know. The way things are going, I think people are going to be calling her a whore for the rest of her life. Not just her, just every woman.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, because of the syphilis thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like this usually comes from a physical trauma or an STD. So, and every doctor I've ever talked to is like, I'm like, hey, they're like, hey, you can tell me. I'm not going to tell anybody. Like, have you been stepping out? I'm like, no, man, no. And so then inevitably, whenever my wife shows up, they're like, so he doesn't know how this happened.
Mm.
Do you have any idea how this might have happened? And Nicole's like, fucking no. And I don't appreciate your insinuation.
I don't know a lot about syphilis, but I don't feel like Nicole could just have syphilis and no one would know about it.
Yeah, or I don't know. Maybe it's not just, I don't know. I feel like syphilis is one of the quiet ones, right? I don't know.
I mean, they
I'm
got
not shitting
pills
on
to
any of
where you can live with HIV nowadays. So, like, syphilis, you could probably keep on the low.
I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a patch for that now. Get yourself a syphilis patch and you'd be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they have like a frequent flyer card where if you get 10 of them, the 11th one is free.
Like a Subway punch card. I'm like, oh, hey, welcome back. Oh,
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Syphilis symptoms seem pretty normal. Just a rash, muscle aches, fever, sore throat.
oh, fuck.
Has Nicole ever had moist, wart-like lesions in her groin, Lee?
No, I don't think so. That sounds horrendous.
All right.
That's fucking awful.
Now I get the people that say that they hate the word moist, because that really did it for me. Ruined it.
I think the 1-2 combo of moist and lesions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real combo there.
They're wart-like. They're not warts. They're just wart adjacent.
The hallucination.
Like, is that a wart or is that just a wart-like lesion? I can't tell from here. Fuck. Like, I don't know. We better taste it to make sure.
That's like a final exam if you're trying to be a public health official. You're like, identify the following as either warts or wart-like lesions.
Yes. You have to identify warts and wart-like lesions. Then you have to shave a stranger's stomach.
And then rank them on the moist scale.
Both the stomach and the warts.
Yeah.
Well, Lee, it may suck. It may have been sucking for a while now, but you're getting there, man. You're doing the work.
I'm so goddamn tired
It'll
of
be
it.
better at some
Fuck,
point.
I'm tired of it.
If only
the
you
other day
could have like stacked this whole situation and the height of COVID, so it all happened at the same time, you'd be past it by now.
See, but I never had COVID.
No,
you know,
I'm
it
not
was
saying.
like a
Like,
big
I'm just
deal.
saying.
Well,
like,
then you could have had COVID.
nationally.
Well, I don't
No,
know,
I think
man.
it was better to do it now because it definitely.
Yeah, because I probably couldn't have even gotten into a fucking hospital then.
Yeah.
It is considered elective surgery.
Oh, I don't think this is actually no, because this is like if I didn't fix this, my insides could have
Your
exploded.
pee
Yeah, he's
blew
just
up.
gonna
Anything
piss
having to do
piss
with
inside of
dicks
himself.
is usually considered very important surgery.
Yeah, 'cause-
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not
men
it's
make
not a
those rules.
fucking vagina. Who gives
Yeah,
a shit?
right.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Let this guy piss inside of himself forever?
They'll take skin out of his mouth to fix his dick, but God forbid a woman needs an abortion.
Which they did not have to do, by the way. I was very excited to know.
No
They
abortion?
didn't have to do that. And no abortion or mouth skin.
Dude.
I remember when I asked for my vasectomy. I wasn't there for something else. I'm like, oh hey, while I'm here, can I schedule a vasectomy? And the doctor's like, fucking sure, yeah. The lady will set you up. And I'm like, wow. I have female friends who've wanted the female equivalent of that for literally years. And they're like, oh, you silly girls, you don't know what you
Yeah.
want. Like, what if you change your mind, you silly female? And I'm like, this is fucking nuts. They were just like, sure, come back Tuesday.
Yep.
or like, oh, you can't have that done. You're not married. What if your
Yeah.
husband wants children?
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous. So that's, that's it. That's fucking everything. It's all that's going on. There's bullshit related to my dick and taint and the hurt surrounding it. It's all very unpleasant. But tell me a better story, Nice. What's going on?
Well, I mean, look at it this way. You've hit rock bottom, Lee.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
The
for
worst
sure.
thing ever. And still, like, you have a lovely family to come home to.
True.
A lovely house, all of the amenities. Your taint's a little sore, you know?
Yeah, there's literal honey pouring out of your dick. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well,
nonsense.
Lee, you will like this story because of your love of animals.
Lee, you like animals?
We had made plans to meet up with the Mahoneys out at Disney again. So there was the possibility that maybe we would go somewhere in our car. So we've been mainly transporting a stinky ass dog in that car. So I got in there with our new vacuum and the new like detailing tools and got every goddamn single little dog hair and piece of dirt and sand out of there. Just spick and span. Looked beautiful. Well, I mean, I kind of jumped the gun because I went out in the garage to clean the car. That's the start of the story. I'm sitting in the front seat. I'm like wiping down the dashboard. And then I see a bird come flying out of our shelving unit and scared the fuck out of me. Like, I thought I saw something out of my peripheral at first, but then I'm like, oh, there's nothing. And then it flies the other direction. And I'm like, oh my God. So this fucking bird keeps going from the back of the garage up towards the ceiling and doesn't understand that it needs to fly underneath the open garage door.
No, because they're fucking stupid.
So it just keeps flying back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, I'm trying to show it that it could even get down between the crack between the house and the garage door, even with it up. But birds are so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
You ever see 1,000 birds move in perfect unison?
Yeah.
Like one bird is like, we're gonna go left. And they're like, fuck, we're gonna go left. Like they can do that all day long. But like one bird is like, I don't know what to do.
I don't know where to go, and this guy is trying to hurt me.
I need 900 friends to tell me the way.
Yeah. Early on into my time in the shop, we had a bird problem where there was just like a hole in the roof in the back room, and two of them came in through that. Eventually, one made it out to the front of the store. That didn't go great.
That's not good.
No, at one point, I had there were two customers in the store. I said, "You guys want discounts? Give me a hand." I had them hold open the door, like both of the front doors, and then I chased the bird to the front door, and then it hit the window right above the door, and then kept flying backwards. And I was
Oh
like,
my
"Well,
God.
we tried." And then it went out back and it went in the back of the store and eventually went out back through the hole it came in.
They're so stupid. It's like flying is wasted on them. Like,
Yeah.
you have a certain IQ to be able to fly, right?
It's
Like,
almost as
imagine
if
if
they're
a dolphin
not real.
could fly. How
Birds-
fucking happy they'd be.
Oh, birds are fucking real. I tell you what, that fucker came real close to my head a few times. Like, I wish I had taken
a bird
like
once shit on my shoulder. A bird once shit on my shoulder while I was inside a mall. I was sitting in the food court, minding my own business, and a bird shit on my shoulder. I'm like, what the hell? Sure enough, bird flying around the food court.
It's like the Javits turkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I brought that up. That's for damn sure. You know, there were times
I will
where
say, I'm very proud to have achieved a status in my life where I make enough money that if I was at a comic shop and Kelly said, "Hey, you want a discount? Help me get this bird out," I'd go, "No, I'm good. I'll pay
Like,
a fucking
full
10%
price."
premium to not help you get this bird out."
in fact, I think I should get a discount because there's a bird in here.
Yeah.
Holy
At one
shit.
point, the bird was just like hanging out in the back room on one of the rafters, and I just watched it shit on a spawn figure.
And see, that's the worst thing about a bird. Like birds are fine. Birds are fine. But like you're stuck in here. So either you're gonna end up making a home here, which is bad because like we've got shit in our garage. We don't want you making a home here, or
Yeah,
you're
bird
gonna
shit.
you're
You
gonna
weren't
die
invited.
here, and I have to find the corpse eventually.
Yep.
So it was all day of trying to fool it into leaving our garage. You know, we'd close the garage for a while, let it get dark in there, and open it back up, and hope that it would fly out and be like, "Nope, I'm in here forever." We left to go see the Mahoneys and said, "Bye, bird. Enjoy sleeping in our garage while we're gone." Get back, pull the car in. Bird's still in there. And also, there's
Bird's like, "Where have you been?
we
It's been
kept
so
having-
long.
We kept
Did
having
you
to
bring
go,
me any seeds?"
I did try to throw down crackers for it at one point. We didn't have any birdseed, but I threw down crackers. It didn't want any goddamn crackers. Jesus Christ.
Cartoons are a lie.
So yeah, so we got home and it's still there, and we kept having to go in the front door of the house too because we don't want the goddamn bird flying into the house, you know.
Yeah,
No.
no, that's
No, because
a whole
he
new
won't fly
hell.
at the garage door, but you bet your ass he'd fly into your kitchen door.
Yeah, he'd find that no problem whatsoever.
He's like,
Actually,
"What do we
I think
have
it was
for
a-
dinner?"
We think it was a she because it was probably a cardinal, and it wasn't red, so apparently those are the
Wasn't-
female cardinals.
Wasn't hanging dong? Is that what you're saying?
No, it
You
wasn't.
had big ass bird titties.
Oh my god. So
Like the
next,
opening scene in Howard the Duck.
the
We
next
think it was a girl bird because there was no dick hanging off of it.
big ass
And like, I don't
cloaca.
want to say for sure, but I feel like it was coming on to me. You know what I'm saying?
Let's call the bird they. The bird's pronouns are they, them. Who knows?
Looked at that bird, thought, "Oh, you wouldn't be able to drive a car well."
So got up the next morning and started calling like critter removal services, and the third one that's like, "No, sorry, that's outside of our jurisdiction," or "No, we don't do that." I was like, "Fuck!" So I called animal control, thinking that they weren't going to do anything, but they immediately came out. Dude rolled up with his truck full of dogs, just barking the entire time, and it's like,
God.
I would much rather call animal control for a free bird removal than go buy a net myself. So
Oh, absolutely.
so this guy comes out, brings his net, fucking like third try, gets it, lets it free, done, over, goodbye bird. And sometimes I
Amazing.
think I can still hear that bird just yelling like, "Let me back in your garage."
Plus, when you call animal control, there's always the chance that you get a Saving Silverman moment.
It's true. Very true. I bet Florida Animal Control, that guy's seen some shit. He's like, bird, no problem.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Like,
This is an
I
easy
fucking
one.
wish you'd call me out for a bird. No problem.
I wish
Oh
I
my God.
could have tipped him.
Why couldn't you?
I mean, the bird stole all my cash.
You're like, who carries cash?
Yeah, animal control guy, you got a square reader on that net?
Yeah, could I Zell you a tip?
I saw a guy outside
Cash
of
out.
Target, like playing music, like busking, and he has a little sign, or whatever, and the like, help me, whatever, and it had his fucking Cash App on it, and his Venmo and everything.
Love
I'm
it.
like,
Why not?
fucking do you, guy? Why not?
2022.
There's like a
Rocking the ass off.
violinist who goes around the town next to us, goes to like big shopping plazas, and will play with like a speaker, so you can hear it
Yeah.
all through the shopping
Same thing.
plaza.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
guy did the same thing. Yeah.
And they'll play like like the Legend of Zelda theme or something. Like they like the stuff he plays is awesome. And like the first time it happened, I was walking around the shopping plaza and this guy's rocking out on his violin. I was like, not for nothing, this is kind of great. Like you should consider hiring him to just play here. But they didn't.
Yeah.
One time on my way home from work, there was a man outside of a Walmart with a drum set having a grand old time.
Okay,
and
that just sounds awful.
I thought there was
That's
a
a-
shootout.
A
Yeah,
shootout.
yeah, that's a lot of work.
Because all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, you hear, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I just see this weirdo with his big ass drum set, just with glow sticks all over it. Because again, it's 8 o'clock in like fall, so it's dark out already.
That's fucking weird.
It was bizarre.
I'm sure I've already told this story before, but my first time ever in New York, first time riding the subway, we're getting off at like Times Square, and we're taking the walk up, and I see this dude with a saxophone opening up the case, pulling the saxophone out as we're walking. I'm like, oh, hold on, let's stop and wait. Let's watch this guy. The guy pulls the saxophone out real slow, purses his lips, puts his lips around the saxophone, and all of a sudden,
God.
and we left.
My favorite was in Vegas, walking on one of the skyways, across the street, whatever. It's just two guys standing there just rapping. I'm like, all right, come on, like, come on.
Well, at least rapping, like, you don't have a setup.
That's true.
You know,
That's
you
true.
can move pretty easily if the cops come.
And you can just keep doing the half-hour-long version of Rapper's Delight over and
Yeah.
over and over, and no one will know.
If the cops come and you're on the street rapping, you can just simply be like, "No, I'm not." That's just how I talk.
Ridiculous. I'm glad your bird's gone, Nice. It sounds like a very harrowing ordeal.
Yeah, it was intense. We had 2
Ridiculous.
pets for 24 hours.
Absolutely ridiculous.
He shows up and he tells me about the bird, and I'm like, "It's fine, it'll just die." And he's like, "That's worse. Why don't you see that that's worse?" I'm like, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, just
Mahoney's like, just put it in the woods.
Yeah,
just
pick it up in your hand, throw it in the woods.
Just the other day, I
I
finally
would never
removed
touch
the
a dead bird
corpse
with my hand.
of a lizard that got stuck in the grate of our air conditioning outside.
Oh,
So it's just been stuck there, just getting dry and bloated for months now. And I
Yeah.
finally had to yank the whole corpse out of there, and I had to pull hard.
Ugh. Ugh.
How big was it?
I mean, it's one of the little Florida lizards, so the body without the tail is probably like 3-4 inches.
Okay.
But it
When we
was
got
on there
the-
pretty good, sounds like.
Oh yeah, it was too fat for that grate, and
That's
it
so
was
gross.
it was atrophied in such a position that it looked like maybe it broke its neck trying to pull its head out.
Oh God!
That sounds reasonable. We saw one of
Okay.
those lizards when we showed up at Animal Kingdom. We walked through the gates. First thing we see is a little lizard. I'm like, check it out, kids. There's a little lizard. And then a bird ate it.
Oh no!
Fuck yeah, nature.
Animal
Then you were
Kingdom.
like, then you were like, the circle of life.
Exactly. It was pretty wild. This giant like crane looking thing was just wandering around. And I was like, oh, look, there's a little lizard. And Will was like, wow, look at the little lizard. Then the bird just picked it up and took like 3 tries to get it down its mouth.
The
Like,
crane
well-
thing's like, I'm more of a dinosaur than you are.
Yeah, no shit. That's fucking ridiculous.
I told you guys about the bat that got caught in my air conditioning unit, didn't I?
I don't think
Sounds like
so.
something you'd tell us, but go on.
This was
Jesus
a couple.
Christ.
Well, this was a couple of years ago, and just one night, the air kicked on, and it's going, and all of a sudden you just hear, ka-chung, ka-chung.
Oh, God.
And we're like, what
no.
the fuck was that? And it was like later at night, so we're like, well, everything seems to be working. I guess, I don't know, that's tomorrow problem. Go outside the next morning, and there is just blood splattered on the house, and just
God!
body parts all up inside the air conditioner from where a fucking bat got sucked up from underneath it and sent straight through the big fan blades.
Oh my God!
And so, like, just how the air conditioner's built, the stuff that got like the main body that got chunked into the grate, you couldn't get to. So it was just hanging there for like.
Oh yeah, you gotta just wait for that to break down. That's all you can
Yep.
do.
Eventually, like 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, here the air is on again, and you just hear ka-chung. And we're like, oh, there goes the rest of that bat.
Oh God!
So in this case, the air conditioner was the Riddler.
Yep.
You guys ever had a moment where you're fucking with an animal for some reason?
No.
Maybe the dog in
No.
your house. And you just shout out loud to the room and nobody in particular go, fucking lesser life forms! Jesus Christ!
No,
I had a real moment the other day.
Besides my dog, I tried not to fuck with animals.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with our dog. Pain in my ass. Don't care for it.
How's the old Buster doing?
Yeah,
How's
what
he-
were you gonna tell a story,
Oh.
Lee?
No, he don't give a fuck about my taint problems. I'll tell you that much. He's an asshole, scratching me in and out
He's
as much
a
as
big
ever.
boy too.
What a fucking prick.
All right.
She's
Oh,
fake,
what about Rocket? How's Rocket handling your dick?
Actually,
With
not
a
bad.
sense of
Yeah.
understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I woke up the other day and he was cuddled up next to my head. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing now.
Aw.
This is the nature of our fucking relationship. Yeah, at some point he decided we were friends. I don't know when it happened.
You
I
gotta
don't know
be
why,
careful,
but
Lee.
that's where we are.
Because of the surgeries. He knows what's up.
You gotta be
Yeah.
careful. You know what happens when cats befriend people, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's going to die soon.
Yeah, cats like
Oh.
seek out the near death.
Oh, well, he's very interested in me.
Oh,
So
well.
that's real
Yikes.
comforting. Yeah. But no, just the worst fucking thing in my life, aside from the pee bag, is that goddamn sound that it makes when Buster scratches the door to go in and out 700 fucking times a day. Because he doesn't do it once. He does it 1,000 times, no matter what you're doing, until you get up. And to go from the couch to the goddamn door is no small feat for a number of days. And so I'm like, Buster, quit being a fucking dog! Jesus Christ! Like, leave me alone, it hurts! I'd yell at Zoe upstairs. I'm like, Zoe, come let the dog out, I can't move!
Buster's like, Dad, I don't care. I got shit.
Sometimes
No,
he
doesn't. He just wants to fuck around.
Yeah.
Wants to look at the
Other day-
grass.
I've seen it
He'll
with
come
my
up-
own
he'll come-
eyes.
It's ridiculous. Like, it's fucking absurd. And he comes out every night when we go outside to have our COVID medicine, and he will just ruin the whole experience if he gets a chance to, because he loves doing that shit. And I would go inside, and I'm like, Buster, come inside, and he wouldn't come to the door, and I'm like, so I go inside, and I'm like, there's no point and walking away and doing anything else. Because as soon as it's my ass will hit a cushion, and he's like, ka-chunk. Like, it's incredible. Like, he knows. Like, I know he does. Nicole thinks I'm crazy. I think he does it on purpose.
Yes.
And then outside, you also hear,
So I'm like, I'm not gonna go anywhere. So I just stand by the door for a little while. Like, he's gonna come back. And I heard him walk up the steps, and before he could do anything, I opened the door, and he looked up at me, and I swear to God, I thought I saw disappointment in his eyes, and I'm like, yeah, fuck you, come inside. Like, you fucking prick, not today. I don't know why.
The other day I witnessed one of the neighbor dogs attack one of the neighbor kids. And then I homered into the bushes.
Oh, that's no good.
I was just out watering the lawn. I heard somebody yell the dog's name. I see the dog come running. Small little dog, little yappy dog. I see the dog running, and then I see the little kid on his razor scooter.
They were like, Mr. President, come help.
And the dog got a hold of that kid's arm, yanked it off the razor scooter, and I heard a scream. But then the dog owner came running, so that's when I was like, all right, I never saw this. I was never here.
That's
Not
definitely
my
not a problem
problem.
you want to get involved with.
No.
No.
Yeah. What did we talk about last week with my my email where it had
I can't remember which was public.
Let's see here. I don't know. But I think
As
last week it was like
As the
5.
president of this homeowners association, we got to put this dog down, see?
Last week I think it was 5 days without a response to my email, and it's been a week since that. So
What a fuck. Ridiculous. My God. What's going on with you, Kelly?
nothing much. Started reading a bunch of Sonic comics.
those Sonic
yeah,
comics.
that's right.
Oh, I'm gonna have to pull
I
up
read
Kelly's Twitter.
So many of those. You keep posting these images, and I'm like, I know I read those things when I was a kid. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah,
There's some
I'm not at the
wild shit in
point.
there.
I am very close, but I'm not at the point yet to where I started reading as a kid. Every now and then there'll be stuff that I recognize from like later reprints they did. But like I'm getting real close, especially to my first comic that I ever remember buying, which was Tales #3. But yeah, they're fun. I'm enjoying myself reading these. It's interesting watching it kind of change because it starts off as just like every issue is its own story. You know,
Little
it's
non
kind of
sequiturs.
yeah,
little
it's just
shorts.
supposed to be like the show essentially, and then around issue like 15 or so, they kind of realize like, oh, we can do like an ongoing narrative. And you just kind of see the world start to get built out from there. Yeah, this is from, I think, the first issue. Sonic goes to a casino, and there is a lady there. And as Sonic says himself, this joint is juicing.
That 10W40's got a little drip going on there.
Yep.
Little
Yeah, that's a page right there. There's Sonic's feet. You ever wanted to see Sonic's
yoink
toes for free? That is a letter from, I believe, issue 5 when the Nintendo Sega War comes to the letters column.
Yeah, some fucking 8-year-old like, Mario can suck my dick.
Sega does what Nintendo don't. There's a whole lot going on in this page right here. So he's introducing robots, and this was supposed to be a Wolverine robot, but it's a Wolverkle bot. And I guess the joke is that Jaleel White was the voice of Sonic on the show.
Yeah.
But why is the depiction so racist feeling?
Oh, it's real not great.
And I also
And,
like their little editorial box is like, hey, this is why this is a joke.
Yeah, this is what we're doing here. And then there's the spawn mower, which that's just spawn attached to a lawnmower. That's the bit.
Some wild shit.
Like, was Sonic your generation's cracked magazine?
Not really. I mean,
because
like
this weird shit stops.
Yeah.
Like
The,
at some
the
point,
weird
they
shit is
just-
really in the early days.
Yeah, but then at some point, like it was right because it was right around the time that like the Saturday morning show got big. Then they introduced all the characters like Princess Sally and Antoine and all those whatever that they start like building out like Kelly said, like a narrative and kind of building a world out. But up
Because like
until
this,
then, it was just
what you're showing
weird
here
shit.
is really around the turning point where they're like, all right, here's the multiverse. Let's explain the entire concept of it because there's an evil Sonic he fought before, and here's a half robot Sonic. And like they kind of just go like, all right, fuck it, everything's nuts now.
They
Here's
did
the
fucking Spider-Verse.
multiverse. Yeah, they did
Into
this
the
years and
Sonic
years ago.
verse.
Because, like, say what you will about Ken Penders and all his crazy shit and how many times he's sued Sonic or sued Sega over these comics. His joining the creative team is what the turning point was, where it turned from just the mostly gag book to it being like a series with an ongoing narrative and characters and stuff. Like this, I don't think this story would have happened without that kind of influence.
Yeah, he's fucking nuts. But yeah, you're not wrong.
And like these,
you know.
this is issue 25. These page layouts are insane. I love them.
Yes.
Like this artist rules. Like just doesn't look like at all like what the comic used to. And there's Sonic.
And
Yeah, and I
here's
think
Kelly's Twitter.
Yeah, and that's just the rest of my Twitter. But yeah, Sonic's been good so far. I've been enjoying myself. They're nice, light
I
reads.
thought that was a picture of Juan. I thought that was like a suggested follow or something.
No, that was a picture of a knife pervert Jay Lee.
Jay White.
Jay White. Jay Lee is the artist.
Knife pervert Jay White. Jesus Christ.
And
the
then
Sonic
what
books
else?
are something else, man.
Yeah, they're fun. I'm looking forward to reading like 450 more of them.
Did you get to
Yeah, I
rub
went
the
into
bat's
the-
sweet titties yet?
Not yet. She's still a ways
That's
off.
gonna be years away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going through the Knuckles books a few years ago, and all the ones that I remembered from a kid, I'm like, okay, I remember this shit. This is weird. And it was like, you know, the echidnas having like an entire, like, you know, hidden city on the island and shit like that, and like this crazy world, all these tribal wars and all this stuff. And then it just kept getting weirder and weirder, and the story kept getting bigger and bigger, but like not like in a good way. Just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, I get it. This is awful now. And then they do a little research, and then people are like, oh yeah, this is when Ken Penders lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah.
And just it went into the books. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not crazy. This is a different thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it gets wild. Yeah, that's
then
the thing
20
with
years
Ken
later-
Penders. You take the good, you take the bad.
Yeah. And then, 20 years later, people are like, what? Knuckles has a dad for 2 seconds of the Sonic flashback in Sonic 2? I'm a Sue.
I made Knuckles dad.
Yeah. I mean, that really is the basis of this whole thing. It's like, I haven't seen the movie, but someone tells me Knuckles has a dad. Fuck him, I'm a Sue.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
This is his third or fourth time suing Sega.
Yeah, he's out.
And I mean, why not? Dude won.
Wait,
Like
what?
Yeah, that's the entire reason why like they rebooted the universe halfway through is because he won that lawsuit.
That's right. I do. Yeah. You're
All those
right.
characters he made, he does in fact own them.
That's right. Because Archie had a better creator contract than Marvel or DC ever did, apparently.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the
Right,
thing.
I
Like,
forgot about that.
I can't even call him crazy for suing because fucking he won. Like, he's got a legal basis to keep going. Like, should he sue? I don't know, probably not, but like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, you give Knuckles' dad a beard in the next movie, you're fucked. Don't do that.
Yeah. So the only other thing of note for me this past week is over the weekend I saw the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Man.
Nice.
And that
I want to
movie
see that one.
fucking rules. I went in knowing only that it was not as I assumed. It wasn't a two white teens fall in love, they're both weird, and their dads hate them movie. Because I thought definitely that's what that was based on the name. So I completely ignored its existence.
You thought it was a licorice pizza situation?
Exactly. I was like, they already have licorice pizza. Who gives a shit? So I was like, they have enough? And then I found out that's not what that is. And I saw enough people say good things about it, and I knew it was vaguely kung fu related. So I was like, all right, cool, let's go. And it was awesome, and I'm glad that's all I knew going in, because everything else was just such a surprise. And there was so many moments in that movie where I was like, huh, never seen that before.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. I give it my highest recommendation. It is easy #1 movie of the year for me right now.
That's fucking rad. Yeah, I knew a little more going into it than that, but I saw the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
It's fucking dope. It's a lot of fun.
Nice.
I would highly recommend that one too.
Yeah, I would say Everything Everywhere All at Once, like, I would have to think about it and see it again, but I could easily see it placing in a top 15, top 20 of all time for me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got to be on. I'm sure it'll be on VOD in a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It comes out like no time.
It's coming.
He'd say top 10, but he's got to make room for Venom and Punisher Warzone.
Oh, you bet your ass.
It's the coolest visual movie I've seen, like, coolest movie visually that I've seen since Spider-Verse.
All right.
Like, there's just a lot going on that looks awesome. So yeah, make some time, go see it. Do a double feature with that and Doctor Strange if you can.
Oh, that'd be fucking dope.
You guys seen Doctor Strange this weekend?
I'm seeing it Thursday at 3:00.
I'm seeing it Saturday at 1:40.
Realized just this week that we bought tickets on Mother's Day. So immediately got on text with my mom like, hey, so we should do Mother's Day on Saturday. They're like, hell yeah, let's go.
She's like, what movie you seeing?
Yeah, I don't know when the fuck we're going to see it.
Well, you got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot. Because on top of all this other shit, fucking the kids got tennis and stuff happening, and somebody fucking hit Nicole's car to CVS. Like, when it rains, it pours, y'all. It's nuts.
Lee, do you want me to film it on my phone and send it to you?
I really wish you would. I think that's the way a movie's supposed to be seen, for sure.
Yeah, then you can watch it in the shower.
Yeah.
That Nicolas Cage movie's out.
That's the one Lee saw.
Yeah, that's the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yeah, it's fucking fun.
And Lee, don't worry. If anyone tries to stop me, I'll just tell them I'm jerking off and look away.
Yeah. Okay. Like, don't look at me while I'm doing this.
Trying to get some fucking privacy. I'm trying to come.
I'm trying to nut while I'm watching Doctor Strange.
That might not be a bad idea to just fucking go Monday in the middle of the day.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea to nut while you're watching Doctor Strange.
Yeah, there you go.
Time it exactly
it's got Elizabeth Olsen in it, so.
Yeah, time it exactly to when you see Patrick Stewart's bald head.
Yeah.
Oh, Captain Picard. I hope.
Faulty robot body.
I hope it's Captain Picard and not Professor X.
That'd be great. I hope it's not him at all. It's just some bald guy.
A different bald English man.
Yeah.
They're like,
No,
oh,
it's
I'm
fucking-
sorry. Did you think that was Patrick Stewart? Racist.
No, it's J.K. Simmons doing an accent.
What if it's Ian McKellen with his head shaved?
Yeah.
No, it is Patrick Stewart, but he's like, hello, I am Jeremy Boner.
I'm Patrick Stewart and I'm playing Reed Richards.
Were you expecting somebody else?
It's Rowan Atkinson. He's like, hello, I'm Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
We have not watched Moon Knight for the last 2 weeks. We're gonna bank all last 3 of them and watch them all at once.
Sounds like a boring day.
Hey man,
You know, the last one was pretty fucking cool.
I'll tell you what, yeah, this episode 5, now I fully understand that in a 6-episode show, it shouldn't get good at episode 5, but
Yeah.
episode 5 really did a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, this is what I kind of wanted it to be from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then there's all the talk about it not being the series finale this week, so apparently there's going to be more of it, which I'm into, because that's, keep going. You did something, now do it again, but better.
yeah,
Fine.
and now he could
Yeah.
just be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be less wacky, please. I don't need a hijinks in my Moon Knight.
Yeah, but there was this there's this part where they go into, they're all like in their fucking heads or whatever, and they're in this room full of people, the dead bodies, and Mark's like, oh fuck, these are all the people that I killed as Moon Knight, and I'm like, that would have been cool to see.
Yeah.
Right.
Him doing Moon Knight shit.
Show me you kill a single person, maybe.
That's the
Yeah,
cool thing about a
exactly.
show with multiple personalities is you never have to show the cool shit.
Yeah. So you just, it'd be cool if you show me doing all this Moon Knight shit you talked about you doing. But
It's
okay,
not
all right.
unlike when they did it Inhumans and just took away all their powers in the first episode.
That was
Oh
amazing.
my god.
That was so funny.
Like, you guys, I know what to do to Medusa, Queen of the Inhumans in the pilot. Let's just cut off her hair.
Fucking shave her head. There's no money in the budget. Like, if you don't have the money to animate Medusa's hair, then I'm sorry, you don't have the money to do an Inhuman show.
Right, exactly.
Like, pick a cheaper show then. Why don't you do
God, that
Jessica
was
Jones?
Fucking dumb. I remember that. I forgot all about that. So fucking stupid. And also, don't forget, we gotta put regular ass boots on.
On the guy
Yeah.
with hooves.
Gotta cover
Yeah,
up the
like-
horse feet.
No horse feet here. The man wears shoes.
Just regular boots. Take his boots off, he's got horse feet. But without them, he definitely just has regular ass dude feet. Like, okay.
Just trust us. Take our word for it. Under
Remember
those
when they're
boots,
like-
horse feet.
Remember when they're like, all right, Karnak, he thinks really fast and we can visualize that. Cool. Give him a concussion.
Yeah. Oh god, they just cut the balls off everyone in that show right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
And
were
then
already
there was-
saving money because you got Black Bolt, who's like, just stand here, don't do anything. Just don't
Yeah.
talk.
Then they didn't animate a butthole on Lockjaw.
and giant interdimensional bulldogs definitely have buttholes.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
I'll
forget
never
why I was
believe
thinking
otherwise.
today about when they just fucked off and ruined the Inhumans forever. When they were like, tried to replace the X-Men with them.
Yep.
And I was thinking, like, the only thing that stuck around from any of that shit is Ms. Marvel. Like, the
Well, and they
only thing
killed
that stuck
off
around.
most of the Inhumans.
I'm not surprised because they
They
made like
ha- they-
1,000 new ones that nobody gave a
They
fuck
literally
about.
had a miniseries called The Death of the Inhumans, and there was a dude that went by killing all of them except for like a handful.
The ones you give a shit about, the original
Pretty-
ones.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Good.
What if that's
Everyone
what
like,
they're setting the Eternals up for? Is that one of the the next big bad is just gonna wipe out all the Eternals?
See, here's the thing. I would love that, but I don't think that's happening because they're turning mutants into deviants because that's how they're going to put them into the movies.
What?
I don't even understand how that is. How is that? What?
Mutants are deviants now. Like, Eternals are like, oh yeah, mutants are a strain of deviant.
In the comics?
They're going to be. That's the basis of the Avengers X-Men Eternals crossover. So that's going to be their way to backdoor him into the Marvel universe and the movie universe.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh no, it's dumb. Especially because Eternals suck.
Fucking nuts.
I
What
still
you got going on, Mahoney? What adventure
do
have you
not
been
understand the point of the Eternals. Like
No,
the
Nobody
movie.
does.
No.
Nobody does.
The movie, the characters, any of it, but like you made that entire movie, and I'm like, why? What do we need this
I think
for?
it was a matter of, we made Guardians of the Galaxy a huge multi-billion-dollar franchise. We could do that with any of these. So, Eternals, how about that? And then
Yeah, but you made
they were able
the
to get
Guardians-
Angelina Jolie and Salma Hayek to sign on too.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not saying don't make an Eternals movie.
But why make
I'm
that
saying
Eternals
don't
movie?
make that
Why
one.
doesn't it have anything to do with anything? You know,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
why is it completely unnecessary?
Because you could have made an Eternals movie. That was cool.
Yeah,
Of course.
Instead,
didn't,
they
though.
went with muted colors on like everything, and you could have had a giant fucking celestial they fight, like the one they showed in the first Guardians.
Yeah.
Do something cool, and they're just like, "How about no?"
yeah.
Well, I mean, there was that
It's
one
wild.
Celestial at the end.
He was like, I'm mad at you.
Yeah, and he's like, "I live in the planet."
Vaguely galactic-y.
That's yeah.
It reminded me
No,
of
no.
the Fortnite event where Galactus is coming out of the water, slowly but surely.
Yeah, that,
See, I do
That's-
kind of feel like that's gonna be why they made that movie, is to just explain what Galactus is.
I mean, but really, you already... Didn't you essentially explain Celestials in Guardians?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just like, fuck it.
yeah. All
Put
you
him in the
all you need to
sunlight, make
know
him
is
hold hands.
he's Galen of Ta, survivor of the last universe, and that's it. That's all you got. He's big. He comes from the past,
And he
There you go.
fucking hungers, dog.
and he's gonna eat
Hungers.
all the planets. And here's his friend. He's a Silver Surfer. He's a little guy. He goes out search for planets.
Like Tito and I.
Just not.
Yeah, Tito's just
no.
filling Mahoney full of hot dogs.
Yeah. I'm like, I hunger. And off he goes. It's
I
great.
got you. I
It's
got
good
you.
setup. Yeah, so I went away, Lee. I went to Disney World. It was wild.
Sure did.
I haven't done anything. I've been very careful and cautious during this whole COVID thing. I haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you eventually just reach your breaking point, and you're like, you know what? We're going to fucking Disney World, and if we die, we die.
Well, because you guys had booked and postponed Disney trips probably, what,
Yeah.
4 or 5 times?
Oh, at least. We were supposed to go to Disney in, like, April of 2020.
Yep. So we're
Yeah.
Tito and Jen.
We just... This is essentially that trip. Like, we just delayed it until now. And it
you
was
kinda-
rad. It was awesome.
You YOLO'd it a little bit.
A little bit.
You got
Well,
to.
yeah.
You got to.
Yeah. It was a good time. Kids had a blast. We all had a blast. We got to see the Nizes a whole bunch. It was wonderful. It was very fun. There was one point where we were sitting down at a restaurant for lunch with a waiter, and Will, who is 5 and who has, barely been outside of the house, he leans over to me and he goes, "What are we doing?" It's like, we're having lunch.
With other people in the same
Yeah,
room?
he was like, I don't understand why we're just sitting at this table doing nothing. Like, what are we doing? I was like, oh yeah, I forget that you like haven't been out of the house. Like, you haven't been out to eat. Like, when you go out to eat, you just get takeout and eat it at the house.
Yeah.
So,
And
it was a
he
good
was seeing everything through the he's been to Disney what, 2-3 times before?
At least twice. I think twice.
But he's at that age where he's seeing everything for the first time and like comprehending it. And he was just like, oh my God, there's so much shit. It's so cool.
Yeah, he was beside himself. He got all sorts of souvenirs. He was a happy
we
dude.
took both of our kids for the first time when they were 5. That really is like the sweet spot, I feel like.
Yeah.
Mahoney, tell him about when you would wheel Will into like a gift shop.
Oh, and he would see whatever he wanted?
Well, you were saying whenever you would push the stroller into a gift shop, he would go from like reclined, chilling in the stroller to like fucking elbows on his knees, alert.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
No,
what can I buy?
not even. So I'd roll him. It would gift shop or anything. It could just be a thing hanging off of a cart somewhere. The minute he saw something he'd want, his hands would latch on to the sides of the thing. So, like, he's in the stroller, and you got, like, the big canopy thing over him, so I can't even see him. Like, his hands latch onto the side, and, like, the whole weight shifts, because now he's, like, leaned forward. And then, if you don't know, he points with his middle finger. And then, like, his little hand would, like, shoot out of the canopy and be like, Dad, over there! And it's just him giving the finger to, like, whatever he's trying to do. Like, okay. But yeah, we were walking through Hollywood Studios, and he's like, I see a fucking Jedi Star Wars, like, X-Wing fighter pilot helmet. I need that. Like, bring me over here. We gotta try these on. Like, it didn't matter where we were. He saw something cool. He was hands on the side, white-knuckled.
I love merch!
He loves merch. We had a whole suitcase full of souvenirs. It was a problem.
You didn't buy a new suitcase, right?
No, we did not.
Good,
we did not.
Because I know there was discussion about that.
We almost needed to, but we made it. We got all the suitcases in at like 48 pounds.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Usually I'm like 51.
It was when I sealed up the last one, like everybody threw in their final things, and I picked it up, and we have this little portable scale thing, and I put the scale on, and I pick up the scale, and it's 62. And I'm like, uh-oh.
You're gonna need to put some shit in your pockets, kids.
Yeah. So it was like, all right, everybody's wearing their jackets, and like shoved a bunch of stuff in the carry-on and filled up some stuff in some backpacks, and we made it work.
But you guys also pack pretty hardcore.
Yeah. It's no joke. Lisa has literally everything anybody could ever want. Like, so.
We never told this story on the show,
well.
I don't think, but secretly, and I didn't realize it at the time, Lisa Mahoney messaged me and Mary and is like, hey, so my kids only eat hard-boiled eggs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find hard-boiled eggs at Disney. Would you be willing to hard-boil a bunch of eggs and bring them to us at Disney? And we're like, sure, no problem whatsoever. And then I forgot that this was a secret conversation without Mahoney, and I bring it up in our conversation with Mahoney, and apparently Mahoney made such a face.
I was like, what are we doing? Like,
that's
the
craziest fucking thing I have ever heard.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Like
Lee, if your kids needed hard-boiled eggs, I'd boil them some eggs and bring them to them.
I don't doubt that for a second. I don't doubt that for a second. I know if they needed something, you would do it. If they needed you to fucking roast a turkey, like, you'd roast a turkey. Like, I know. But, like, are my kids picky eaters? Yes. Extremely. But we're in goddamn Disney World. If we can't get you to eat something else in Disney World, like, what are our chances
of coming back?
Yeah, I'm like, do we really have to, like, provide hard-boiled eggs to them in this situation? Like, come on.
No.
Like,
no, I'm like, why are we at this
goddamn
restaurant? Where are my eggs?
Yeah.
I just imagine myself as some fucked up Easter bunny rolling up with a gallon Ziploc baggie of hard-boiled eggs.
But that's the thing. She will make she wants everyone to have everything they could possibly want, be as comfortable as they can possibly be. Like that's how she rolls. That's what she wants.
That is a beautiful sentiment. But,
Yeah.
but I'm with you. It's got to have a limit.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, we're not carrying around hard-boiled eggs through Disney World. If you can't eat a slice of pizza or some fucking plain rice or something, like I don't know what to tell you.
So how many eggs did you boil?
I don't think any. As far as I know, we had no eggs, which is what I wanted.
And we did find
Mahoney,
a vending machine.
Knives, how many did you just slip to him? When
just,
you were with the kids, you just pulled an egg out of your
Here,
pocket.
I'll go over here. I'll go over in the corner.
I just, as we were walking around the park, I would just kind of shuffle it out of my pant leg and just leave it around for somebody to find.
Now, did you peel them or did they have the shell?
No, they were peeled. So
Okay, good.
Just naked, peeled, hard-boiled eggs rolling around on the ground at Disney World.
See,
Just
the problem was
walking around with a bucket full of farts.
when you forgot that it was a secret was when you popped in and you were like, "Hey, so for these hard-boiled eggs we're making, can we dye them?
Right.
Like, will the kids eat them if they're dyed?" And it was like, I'm typing and then I like stop typing and then it's like I'm typing and I stop typing and I'm typing and I'm just like, can we? Don't dye them, but also don't do any of that. like, I don't want you to make hard-boiled
At one
eggs for them.
point,
Like,
I did hard-boil some eggs to practice, and I sent a picture to Lisa Mahoney, and she sent me a video back of Katie going, "Thank you so much. It looks amazing."
oh my god. So dramatic.
Just picture Knives running out to the grocery store, just buying like 24 eggs. I need eggs for my boy.
Thank you, Uncle Knives. Now we won't go hungry at Disney.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Speaking of pizza, the great story was that they found Will liked the pizza from the Contemporary, and they were staying at the Polynesian. So Lisa would make a nightly trip on the monorail to the Contemporary to get pizza for Will.
Yep.
That's awesome.
It sounds like, wow, what a hassle, but honestly, that monorail is great. It really
Yeah,
wasn't
it
that
is.
big of a
I was
deal.
about to say, I was going to say the exact same thing. That sounds like a
Yeah.
huge pain in the ass, but the monorail is dope.
Like at
Yeah.
one point when we were at Magic Kingdom with them, we left to go drop Katie off at the Polynesian with the grandparents, and I thought for sure we weren't making it back over there, but it was such a quick little trip, and then we got to chill in the shade and eat a Dole Whip and kind of recharge a little bit, and we were ready to go.
Suck down some eggs.
Fuck yeah, and like 5 minutes later we were back in the park.
Yep.
Yeah, anytime Mahoney left the room, the kids just reached in their pockets and pulled out Uncle Knives' eggs.
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. I don't even want to tell any of you because it's such a great thing. But best kept secret in the park is at the Polynesian there is a Dole Whip stand.
Yeah.
And it's all connected by the monorail. So, like Knives was saying, we were in Magic Kingdom, and my parents were like, "Hey, we'll take Katie," and we're like, "Cool, we'll bring her back to the hotel. You can pick her up at the monorail, and then we'll like circle back around on the track and come back to the park." And we hopped off. We dropped off Katie. We went into the thing to get the Dole Whip. No line, like no one there at all.
Yeah.
Ate our Dole Whip, got back on the monorail, and we're back at the Magic Kingdom in like no time. Meanwhile, if you want to get a Dole Whip at the Magic Kingdom, it's like an hour plus wait. And like
Yeah.
half the time they turn off the mobile order, so you can't even like order and walk up. So like it's straight up easier to just hop on the monorail and come to the hotel.
Yep. It was
Pretty
the
great.
move for
Real.
sure.
That's a real fucking pro tip. Real pro tip.
Yep.
Mahoney, you know what story I want to hear the most?
What story, Kelly?
Your bathroom story.
My bathroom. Which one is my bathroom story?
Come on, Mahoney. Ooh, that sounded like a wet one.
Oh my god, yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So it's one of the nights that Lisa and I were out with the Nizes. And they head home. Lisa and I run over to Magic Kingdom. We have like an hour and a half before the park closes. We have these grand plans that we're gonna do all this stuff. We really only got to do one ride because everything was a disaster. But
Shit happens.
so yeah, it was fine. We
You
get
had
to
no
the
kids,
park.
so it was good.
Yes, it was good. We get to the park. We're like, all right, we gotta stop at the bathroom. So we stop at the Rapunzel, tangled bathrooms, which are like themed, wicked nice, like this nice area. And I walk in, I'm standing there at the urinal, and it's, regular old bathroom. There's a bunch of commotion. There's a bunch of kind of small talk and chatter in the background. And at one point, this guy in somewhere behind me, I don't know if he's in a stall or where, he's just behind me, out of my view, makes just the loudest, just hawking noise of like, I'm getting everything out of my sinuses. I'm gonna spit this who knows where. And I'm
On the
like,
floor.
okay. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
"All
going
right,
on the
cool."
ground.
Yeah. And as he does it, the most flamboyant voice you have ever heard. Like, picture a flamboyant voice and then, like, multiply it by 5. Goes, oh, yeah, spit it right in my hand. And it's just dead fucking silence all through the bathroom. Like, all the commotion stopped. All the, like, small chatter stopped. Everybody was just like, what the
Just a
fuck just
record
happened?
scratch.
Yeah, like... I was like, this is good. This is good. That's the only way you convince the guy who is like, I'm a spitter, to rethink that whole process. Be like, I don't want to be out in public spitting on the ground anymore because some gay kid might tell me to spit it in his hand.
Oh yeah, come spit that in my hand.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing.
Wiggle
I
Dumpy's
came out of
purple
that
bulldog
bathroom and I was
cheeks.
like, remind me to tell everyone the story about the spitting in the hand. And she was like, what?
That's fantastic too, because it was probably the kid was in a stall, and no one knows. No one knows
Yeah.
it
Oh,
was
yeah.
me. No one knows who said it. No one will ever
Mhm.
know.
Yep. It was perfect crime. It was absolutely amazing. I wish I did know who said it so I could be like, bravo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
want to come on the podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic.
I wonder if the guy that was doing the spitting spit it on the back of his own hand.
Probably. Weird ass anime fan.
And I appreciate
Oh,
the
for sure.
restraint too. Saying spit it in my hand, not like
Yeah.
spit it
Yeah.
in my mouth or
Yeah. Oh, I said the same thing to Lisa. I was like, you know that the first draft of that was like, spit it right in my asshole. Like.
Because if you say that, then you're gonna get found and you're gonna get
Right.
trespassed from Disney World.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
he's like,
Then,
okay, wait a
you
minute.
know-
It is Disney. Let's go to hand.
Yeah. Like, you're in a Disney bathroom surrounded by children, so you can't say anything too gross. But if you tell somebody to spit directly in your hand, like, you really gonna go get a cast member and we're gonna have that conversation? Like, well, you see, what happened is I was spitting, and then this kid told me to spit it in his hand. They'd be like, okay, this is weird and gross, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Sir, you're harassing me. You need to leave.
Yeah.
I hope it ruins somebody's day.
Oh, I hope.
And
I hope he
kinda
went
hope
home
that
and
it's
couldn't
that
sleep.
guy's thing. Like, I hope it's that dude's thing. Like, because the speed with which it came out makes it sound as if like that's like his gimmick. Like someone does the spit move, he's like, "Oh God, yeah, spit it right in my." They wanted that
Yeah.
to be like his thing.
Yeah.
It's like a
It
superhero.
was great.
How about this? How about we just stop spitting?
Yeah, just don't spit. There's no
Yeah.
fucking need.
Like swallow it, you big baby.
No, you
Like,
gotta.
we don't-
It's gotta
we
go
don't
on
need
the
to-
ground.
We don't need a big hawk, and we also don't need you to fucking walk up to a urinal and be like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
You get to piss. It's like, we get it. Peeing is awesome. Relax.
Everybody just act like a normal fucking human being.
It's weird that that's like a tough pull. You know what I mean? Just like,
Yep.
but it's also, you got to realize too, it's Disney. So there's probably fucking a million people there that day. So it's like, you know what? Yeah, you don't get a million people somewhere and not have a couple of fucking real
Winners.
spitters. You know, like, you
Yeah,
get enough people together, you're gonna get some spitters.
I talked about it last week. The day we were at Magic Kingdom, I was surprised at how many pieces of trash that were there compared to normal. Like, I told you that story about the one time where I thought there was a legitimate homeless person. But no, he was a park guest. He paid admission.
Yeah, that's the thing. Trash has been stuck at home too, y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
garbage people are everywhere.
yeah, and they also have not been to Disney in a while, so they're very excited about it.
Yeah, I mentioned that to the Mahoneys at one point. I was like, have you guys noticed that the freaks are out? Like, there's some real weird looking, ugly ass, weird shaped people at Disney these days. And they're like, oh, we're all weird shaped and freaks these days. I'm like, no, we're okay. These people are fucking weirdos.
Someone shaped like a trombone walks by. Yeah, last week at work, there was a roving band of crazy people outside.
Yep, I believe it.
You don't get a lot of roving bands these days. That's
No.
refreshing.
How many
Like,
hats?
At one point, there was 3 of them out there, and like our building manager comes in and he's like, "Hey, buddy, I just wanted to let you know about the guy outside. He kept trying to come in, and he's been pacing back and forth. I've been watching him, so just keep an eye on him." I'm like, "All right, okay, cool, keep an eye on him." Then like one of our customers, they left, and then we get a phone call, and they're like, "Hey, we just left. Some crazy dude just jumped in front of our car in the parking lot." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool.
Thank
All right."
God.
And then he went away, and I was like, "Cool, don't have to worry about them anymore. It's the neighborhood's problem now." And then at some point in the day, there was a person in there, and they just screamed and ran out of the store. And while they were running
God.
outside, they were ripping off their jacket and backpack.
Were they on fire?
They might have been, but then that was the last bit we saw of them. So it's the neighborhood's problem now.
Do you think that's mental illness or drugs or both?
Why not both?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get some weird shit like that, that's normally a pretty good cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get to ripping off your clothes, that's a pretty good sign of mental illness. But you can't discount some good old-fashioned meth either.
Yeah. And people are surprised that we're not doing a free comic book day this Saturday.
You guys doing free comic book day? And you're like, nah, fam.
You see these
I
movies?
haven't-
We
I
don't
walk
need
around the
more of them.
background.
The fucking wild Thornberries.
Yeah, I'm like, there goes Flea.
Yeah, Donnie.
Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I haven't done enough research into it, but I do know that there is a problem in Boston right now where actual children, like I think one is 11 years old, have been like roaming like the kind of like Copley Square, which is like, you know, like where you would go to like kind of walk around and like hang out. They've been roaming that area beating the shit out of people.
Oh my god.
11-year-old children.
The next
Oh my
generation
God.
of Wahlbergs.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, there's like warnings out there of like, please watch out for these like street gangs made up of, you know, children, like 11-year-olds.
Wild.
Oh
And
my
it-
God. I would
it
wreck
sticks
an
with me.
11-year-old.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it sticks with me because it reminds me of my all-time favorite news story of the lady who got beat up by a bunch of kids in a Target. And the newscaster was talking about it, and they're like, you know, this woman was at Target and she was shopping, and she got approached by 5, you know, they were like middle schoolers, like 5 like 10-year-olds or something. And she was like, and the people started to assault her and beat her around her head and shoulders. And then the newscaster like paused and was like, and then they took her pants. I was like, what? Like, you in that situation have to make a really difficult choice between, do I want to be the person in Target who gets the shit kicked out of them by a bunch of 10-year-olds, and then they steal my pants, and I have to be like, those children just beat my ass and stole my pants,
Or
or
you just go home.
do you want to be the person in Target who beat the shit out of a bunch of 10-year-olds? And you're like, no, they were trying to steal my pants.
And we're the 10-year-olds just like, we made you a sex offender now.
Like,
Go on a list.
congratulations, you can't go near a school anymore.
That's like this guy I know. He was in a haunted house, and there was a bit where you had to like crawl on the floor.
No, fuck off.
And there was this kid under the floorboards. And the kid just goes, "I'm gonna suck your dick." He's like, "No." So, and he just like army crawls way faster across the floor than he was before. Like, that's the
Absolutely
scariest thing of
horrifying.
all.
Absolutely.
That I actually got. It was probably I was maybe 13 or 14. I was home alone and the phone rang and I picked it up, and the person on the other line said that exact same thing. Just said, "I'm gonna suck your dick." And it scared
Were you
me.
like,
It
what
scared
time?
me a lot. It scared me a lot.
You're like, when, where, thank
Yeah.
you.
Please let me know.
I am home alone. Are you watching me right now? No, thank you.
Yeah, it's
It was
not
probably
good. That's,
Jose. Did Jose know your phone number at the time?
I mean, maybe, who knows?
That
Yeah.
sounds like a Jose thing to do.
Just to end it with a Muttley laugh.
We need to ask Jose. I'm going to ask him right now.
Yeah, send him a message. He's around. He's just not
Yeah.
on the show. He's not asleep. Be like, did you call Nyes and tell him you're going to suck his dick?
No.
Circa 2000.
He'd be like, what time?
Yeah, you'd be like, you gotta be a little more specific, dog.
Yeah.
Oh God. Well, yeah, I said it before. I said it earlier today. I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find two people who had as different of weeks as you and I have, Mahoney. I'm very happy for you. Yours
Yes.
sounds way more fun.
Absolutely. My week was very
Felt like a
fun.
damn good time.
It was very refreshing. It was hard to fully realize how much we needed it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to shoot for a proper vacation ourselves this summer because again, it's been a while since we've done something like that. So
Yeah.
good for you guys. Good for
It
you
was
guys.
very good.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I know you were stressed out leading up to it, but you all seem to be having a very good time.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot.
I mean, yeah, planning a trip is stressful any
For
day,
sure.
man.
Right. And like we've all been, cooped up and traumatized, and
Yeah,
so
and
it's
after
a lot to just be like, all right, let's go deal with the crowds of Disney World,
Yeah.
like
and you guys also have the PTSD from the year everyone vomited everywhere.
yes, absolutely.
I do love though that you're like, you know what? We haven't done anything forever. I'm not gonna go see a movie. Disney.
Yeah.
That's fucking the deep end, son, and I respect it.
It was
Fucking go big or
we
go
went
home,
all
dog.
out.
I respect the move.
And we had a great time, and then we were sitting there, and Lisa and I were like, what if we came back in June? And we're going back in June.
Fuck yeah.
So
And maybe November.
Just you or everybody?
no, just the two of us.
Fuck yeah. Good move. Power move, man. Good
They
shit.
know where all the good gluten-free shit is.
Yep. That's the thing. So we were supposed to go to Vegas for our anniversary. We were gonna go with all the nieces. And then the nieces' schedules weren't gonna work out, so then it was just gonna be the two of us. And then we were like, we don't really want to go all the way to Vegas, just the two of us, because then the nieces are gonna want to go to Vegas, and then we're gonna go back to Vegas. And we were like, so we'll just save that for whenever we can get the schedules to work. So then we were trying to figure out where the two of us gonna go. And we got to Disney and we were having a great time. We were like, well, maybe we do come to Disney. We can just the two of us come to Disney. It'll be great. And then it was like, we don't because you got to do all the weird booking things, and it was already within the 60-day window. So Lisa's like, well, getting reservations at places is gonna be tough. And I was like, well, fuck it, we'll just go to Rhode Island or something. We'll just go somewhere local. And then we both went to sleep, and when we woke up in the morning, we were like, all right, so we go to Rhode Island, and we got this whole gluten-free nonsense to deal with. And what are we gonna eat at Chipotle? What the fuck are we fuck it, figure out a place to stay here, and we're gonna stay here where they've got 75 restaurants that offer a full menu of gluten-free options.
Yeah,
so.
5-star shit.
Yeah, we did that.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Big
That'd be a good
ass
time.
chicken parmesan with spaghetti and everything, all gluten free.
Oh my god, that was so good.
How was the gluten free pasta? It seems like, is the texture there, or is it a little off?
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
And then
So you
like
figured it out. That's
we
good.
shared some gluten free calamari with them, and like I could not tell the difference. It was
Nope.
fucking delicious.
Yeah, that's part of the frustration. Is a lot of the stuff tastes exactly the same, and you're like, could you just maybe make it this way? Like, you can bread and fry something in a way that makes it gluten free, and it tastes exactly the same to
Yeah.
anybody eating it. So like, hey Wendy's, could you do that with a spicy chicken sandwich for me? Maybe
We couldn't get
You know?
everybody to agree to wear a mask during a pandemic. People aren't
Yeah.
going to give
Yeah.
up their gluten. Because then it's the beef.
They're
Slippery
trying to
slope.
control us.
Slippery slope. And then we're all having sex with animals.
Yep.
That is
So
how
when
that
they're
works.
when they're at Disney, Nice, are you making some hard boiled eggs for the kids?
Well, I mean,
Shipping them via FedEx?
It's a fucking overnight delivery of a bunch of fucking hard-boiled eggs.
Send them an entire cooler full of hard boiled eggs. You'd be a king.
but what if they're like great hard-boiled eggs and the kids love them, and it's the only hard-boiled eggs they'll eat?
yeah. And
like,
then
for the
now
rest
this
of
is
their
just your
lives.
thing.
Yeah,
You would be a god.
I'm just sending eggs through the mail.
Just
Like
egg
a real
king.
fucking degen.
I
key-
bequeath these eggs to the to the younglings.
The key to a good hard-boiled egg is an ice bath.
Yep,
Oh.
the man's right.
Yeah, I've never not fucked up hard-boiled eggs to the point where I'm like, it can't possibly be worth it. Like, no, it's not worth it at all.
The Instant Pot's great with the hard-boiled eggs. 4 minutes, done.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I did at least
that.
convince Katie the other day she would eat like a fried egg, but only the egg whites. And the reason being because she's a hard-boiled egg person, and she's like, well, I don't like the yellow. The yellow tastes weird. I'm like, okay, I get it. Inside of a hard-boiled egg, the white and the yellow have a real different consistency, and they are very strange. But if you let me fry you a whole egg, white and yellow combined, and I break that yolk, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. Like, you will not be able to tell the difference. And she was skeptical,
a fried
but she
egg
agreed
white
to try
tastes
it.
like literally nothing.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like,
Well, that's her
yeah.
favorite food, is something that tastes like literally nothing. Like, that's what she's
That's
after.
the saddest shit. God damn, that's a white child.
Yeah, oh, I know.
Good
I know.
God. I'm like, Flava, no thank you.
Yeah, she's that British dude on TikTok. Pepper, in addition to salt. Like, no.
See, when you said that, and I just pictured the guy with the trains. And I just imagined Katie having the rig he has, just running over to some eggs.
Just waving at him all
No,
enthusiastically.
look at the hard-boiled eggs. It's beautiful.
Oh man, I've been doing this. Jose would appreciate this, Mr. Egg Taco guy. I've been doing this new thing where, I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but there's these little
Not
street
like an egg taco.
there's these little street taco size tortillas that are like the size of a coaster, like super small. So I fry up an egg, get it as circular as possible, and to the point where the yolk is oozy but not super runny. And then slap a piece of American cheese on the little tortilla, put the egg right on
Keep
top of
fucking
that.
talking.
It fucking
Keep
glues it
talking,
together,
dog.
and it's a little one-hitter fucking egg taco.
Sounds
like it.
amazing.
That sounds dope.
Today we
Yeah,
put.
it sounds great. But again, like a lot more work than it's worth.
No,
Eggs
no,
are
it's
hard.
not. It's just frying an egg.
Okay, all right.
It's gathering your 3 ingredients, frying your egg, you're done.
All right.
Because
I'm
the
into that.
cheese acts like glue. And then we had some leftover
all the way down.
Impossible sausage gravy from breakfast yesterday, so we put some of that on today. It was a lot. Food's
Fuck, now I'm
great.
hungry.
Food's fantastic.
Food is great.
Food is great. Eat all the food you like, because one day you might wake up and never be able to have it again.
Yeah. Felt like a real piece of shit eating full gluten pasta in front of the Mahoneys, but
Oh, you're fine. I don't care.
yeah. And then Mary had to go and bring up Portillo's.
Yeah, Mary was like, "We're gonna go to Portillo's," and Eyes was like, "What are you doing? Stop!" I was like, "Enjoy your fucking cake shakes."
It's happening though.
Yeah,
All right, let's
never
get this
got to
fucking
have one of
break.
those lemon ones. They made a lemon cake shake. I was like, "Wow, that sounds great for the next time I go."
Bro, you're
Never
gonna
got
get
to
to
have
the
it.
point. Your gluten allergy isn't like it. It's painful. It's uncomfortable, but like
Yeah.
you don't go in an anaphylactic shock.
True.
Yeah, sometimes
So-
it's gonna be worth it. Yeah.
Sometimes you're gonna have to fucking bite the bullet just to get that taste on your lips.
Yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah, what's
every
gluten
once in a
do? Does it
while.
make you poop?
No, not even. It's like an inflammation thing for me. So like, it's all this shit that was wrong with me like all through my life that I just thought was like normal. And
Yeah,
then
Joints?
so when the kids so like for example, like my sinuses are like all sorts of fucked up. And like sometimes my sinuses will just kind of get like inflamed or like swollen, and then my whole like side of my face will go numb.
Oh god.
And like my teeth will feel like they're gonna like rip out of my mouth.
Oh God.
Because they're
Okay.
like my sinuses are like pushing them like, out.
Because
And
you
I
ate
get, like-
real bread? Fuck.
Yeah.
And this was
So-
just constant for you.
This was just like life. This was just like sometimes my sinuses just get fucked up. Like I don't know why I have messed up sinuses, right? And so then the kids got diagnosed with the celiac thing. They can't have gluten. And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And so because they can't have gluten, like we can't really have it in the house. So like for example, like I can't like make a piece of regular toast in the same toaster as their bread, right? So I'm like, well, then I'm not gonna have regular bread because I'm certainly gonna have 2 fucking toasters in my house. Like,
Right.
I'm not gonna deal with that. And so, kind of by default, we just started to not really have that much of it. And then we were like, okay, well, like, we can still like go out to eat or something, and like we'll be fine. And then we would go out to eat, and I would eat it, and I would be like, hey, wait a minute, all those like awful things that I thought was just like how life was, like immediately happen the moment I eat this stuff.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, and like all through elementary school, like I think in like 4th grade, I spent like every afternoon of school like in the nurse's office with like headaches and sinus problems, and like we had this like special like air purifier in the house trying to like get whatever thing I was allergic to, like. And I'm just like, I was allergic to my food. Like, I was allergic to the food I was eating. And, like,
That's
I don't know if I
absurd.
told this to
What a
Nyes, but, like,
dumb fucking bodies. They're a mess.
I'm close to 40, and I'm realizing that, like, I don't know what, like, full is. Because, to me, you would just eat until you felt sick. And then you'd be like, I'm full. And then what would happen is if I was eating something that just like I was having like steak tips or something that was fine, I like don't know when to stop because I'm like, well, I don't feel sick yet, so I'm still hungry, right? Like, but like I'm not still hungry. I'm just shoving food down my
That's
throat until I'm
wild.
like feel awful.
That's
And it's
relatable.
because I like don't know what I don't know how normal people eat because I told a coworker or something that this happened, and they were like, "Oh, well, like when you ate food, like didn't you notice that it made you feel bad?" And I was like, "No, I noticed that I felt like I felt my whole friggin' life. Like I thought that's just how people felt."
I thought you just ate food and felt bad. Like,
Yeah. So.
that's
Like,
so
can I
funny.
eat a cake shake? Sure. Will I immediately get like this nasty sinus headache and like, my teeth will feel like they're popping out of my head and like I'll be like kind of like run down and miserable? Like, yep. And
But
like, does
also,
that really
to be
take away
fair-
the appeal of the cake shake? Yeah, sure
Yeah.
does.
but also you
Yeah, well, to be
dealt
fair,
with
if
it.
you have a cake shake, you're gonna feel like your teeth are gonna fall out anyway.
You
Like,
dealt with
that's
it for
very-
40
very
years,
true.
so you can handle it. So
I can definitely handle it. I mean, it's not gonna take me down. We were at one place at Disney, and they brought the dessert out. And the waiter, like that waiter was like the least trustworthy of them all. Like didn't seem to have any idea what he was talking about. And he brought this cake out, and it's like a full legit cake. And I'm like looking on the menu, and there's no mention on the menu that it's gluten-free. And I'm like, all right, like everybody just hold up a second because like I'm trying to figure out if this is actually safe. And Katie's like got like a spoonful of it ready to go to her mouth, and she's like. She looks at me and she goes, well, your symptoms come on the fastest, so just take a bite. I'm like, no! You're fucking canary. I'm like, here to tell you if your food's good. Like the guy in the king's court who makes sure it's not poisoned.
Dive on that grenade, Dad. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on.
She's like, take a bite. Let me know.
Mama wants some cake.
It's so interesting how just hardline Mahoney is on certain things, and you got to respect it. Like, he's just like, all right, cool. No gluten ever again.
Yeah. Well, the other fun thing is if you have a long-term gluten allergy like this that goes undiagnosed for, 39 years.
Yeah.
And you introduce that inflammation into your body for a good long time, there seems to be a tie into lymphoma. So it's something to look forward to in the future.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So, cake shakes are great and all, but I don't really want cancer.
All our bodies are trash. Every
Yeah.
single one of them. They're all broken and fucked. Come on, man. Just let me download in the cloud already.
I did have a very
Right?
similar realization as Mahoney. I don't have a gluten allergy. I do have an eating disorder. But I realized that like if I just don't like eat like an asshole, then I don't feel terrible. So that's
how
kinda
that works.
cool. It's like, oh man, every time I love to eat, but then I always feel like shit. It's like, oh well, I'm eating too much. Just stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. This is all very relatable content.
One
All right.
in 3 people with an eating disorder is a man.
That's you.
and me.
Yeah. Lee.
All right.
Lee. Like,
Well, there you go. That's 2 out of 5. That's pretty
Yeah,
much
there you
right on.
Lee's disorder also includes self-harm by throwing hot wings down his gullet when he's constipated.
And only potatoes.
Only
That was
potatoes.
such nonsense.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's a
throwing hot wings
disorder.
down your gullet.
I operate almost purely in extremes in everything that I do.
Yeah.
Like that's just it's just who I am. Like I operate almost exclusively in extreme conditions. Like be they positive or negative. It's just how it is.
Yes.
Like I don't do a single thing in my life in moderation.
Man, I think we all learned some hard truths tonight.
Like nothing. It's absurd. Oh, just wait until this fucking tube's out. I've already got a plan for the next thing, so it's gonna be great.
Oh God.
What?
It's gonna be horrible, but it's gonna be great.
The next procedure?
No. I'm gonna lose a whole lot of weight real fast, then probably gain it
No.
all back a lot slower. Yeah, so it's just that's how it's gonna work. It's gonna be great.
No, I'd rather your plan be like, look at all this shit in my house. I'm gonna beat up with my dick now that I can.
Yeah, I figured your next big thing was something you had planned for Nicole. I was like, all right, buddy, get it.
Oh no, that's immediate. We don't have to lose weight for that. We're gonna go in.
Yeah,
That's
good.
already happening. We got
You
that on the
don't have
schedule,
to
so it's gonna be
do
fine.
a crash diet and lose a shitload of weight, Lee. You're fine.
No, I do though. I have to.
You
That's how I
don't,
roll.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
Just because Kevin Smith did it doesn't mean you have to.
Well, that has nothing to do with it. It's the fact that I need immediate results.
But that is
instant
the man that you,
gratification.
whenever you said like, oh, potatoes, and you'd be like, yeah, Kevin Smith did it
Oh, no,
every-
Penn Jillette did that. That was Penn
every
Jillette.
time.
That was Penn
Well,
Gillette's
that's
thing.
God. Just
Yeah.
you're gonna do it because the Magic Man said so.
I'm gonna do it because it worked, and it does work. You should never do it, but it does work.
And look, it gave you a stricture in your pee hole.
I remember
I really
back to
don't want that to be true.
I don't think there was anything else that would have done it.
I remember back to the
Took too many
first
spuds
time-
to the taint.
The one time I tried the potato diet and I immediately
It's horrible.
started getting headaches and wanting to pass out, and I ended up throwing up. I wonder if that was my response to it was the diverticulitis was just kind of waiting for some weird ass shit to go down.
It's a catalyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't almost pass out until like 6 or 7 days in. That went a hot minute the first time.
It's nonsense, Lee.
Oh, it's effective.
You are not in
but
a situation where you need to lose weight that
Yeah,
quickly.
you
You,
say
don't need
it-
to lose any weight.
You
Yeah.
say it's
There's nothing the
effective,
matter with you,
but
You're not screaming when you go up the stairs when you don't
Yeah.
have tubes coming out of you.
No, but you never know. That it's a slippery, delicious slope until you get to screaming up the stairs.
Oh,
Just
please,
saying.
you're a
fine.
beautiful, handsome, sexy man. You don't need to lose
Keep
a
talking.
pound of weight. Your wife loves you. Your family loves you. You've curated a look, and I tell you what, if you lose too much weight, you're gonna look weird. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
honestly,
will look
yeah,
weird.
you will.
you're gonna have a fucked
You
up
lose
neck,
too
dude.
much weight, you're gonna throw off your whole proportions.
You know, remember I said that guy walking by looking like a trombone? That's going to be you.
Holy
Make
shit.
healthier
Who's that
choices,
bobblehead?
but please stop harming yourself.
Most of the
Yeah, you're
time,
gonna
you
look-
lose weight that quick. You're losing water weight and muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
And
going to
you
look like
don't
a
wanna be
fucking
losing any
Funko
muscle.
Pop. You want that?
We'll see. We'll see. I got a plan. We'll see how it goes.
Call you Johnny Funko.
No, you need to
Please
get
don't.
you need to get back
Too late.
into jujitsu and get some physical activity and make better
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah.
And
What if, instead of hurting yourself, you hurt other people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, see, I'm using the hurting myself as a gateway to earn the privilege to go hurt other people again.
No, no,
No,
no.
you don't need to earn it, though. You don't
Okay,
need to
what if
earn
you
it.
just go with Mahoney to the grocery store and fight all the people that try and
Yes,
fight him?
I would love that.
Fight a
'cause
bunch of
they,
middle-aged guys.
they are all over my ass there.
Like, I'm just trying to get some fucking melons home.
One time when that happened, I went through a yellow light. This guy was waiting to take a right on red at a red light. I went through a yellow light. He was ripping mad about it. It was like a mile away from the grocery store. We both go to the grocery store. I get out of my car. He gets out of his car. He's screaming immediately.
Oh,
Screaming.
fuck you. No.
You almost killed me. You almost killed me back there. And I'm just like, this fucking guy. And so I'm ignoring him. And he's screaming the whole way as we're walking in the grocery store. And like, he's coming from the left. I'm coming from the right. We converge at the doors. And we get to the doors. And he's still screaming that I almost killed him. And I drive like a maniac and all these things. And he goes, can you not hear me? And I go, of course I can hear you. And then he was even more mad
screaming
because he's
in
like,
public.
why don't you acknowledge me?
You should have turned and said, no.
Like, I'm not going to talk to you.
Did someone
And then
say something?
somebody from the grocery store, because we were walking in, like a worker, was like, what's going on? And I
Break
was
it up.
like, this guy's mad about something. And I just kept right on going.
You cart narked
Good
him.
move you can use.
Yeah.
A good
Like,
move you can use in that situation. And I've used this a couple of times to diffuse a situation. If someone gets up in your fucking business, just look them dead in the eye and be like, is this the thing you want to get your ass kicked over?
Right, you did that
Yeah.
to dude in the parking lot that tried to pull your mask down.
It's especially helpful. See, that guy had his kid in front of him,
Yeah.
with him, right?
Mhm.
And it's really effective if they have their kids with them. They don't have to, but it's especially good if they have their kids. You'd be like, do you want this to be the reason your son wants you to get your shit kicked out of you? Is this the hill you want to die on? And it
'Cause-
makes them rethink their fucking choices.
And depending on how young the kid is, that will stick with them forever. Like
Yep.
that kid that got yanked off his razor scooter by the dog, he's gonna remember that for a while.
Yep.
Oh, that's fucking wild. All right, well, I gotta go empty this bag. It's getting real full. Fucking land this thing.
Pinch it closed.
Let's see, we're at what are we at? We're at 1,600 milliliters. So that's a lot. I
Oof.
feel like. So
Wow.
yeah, it's got little lines on it, so you know how much you got. It's kind of fun.
Oh
You
man,
don't-
this
you don't
bottle of
quantify
Mountain
that
Dew I
regularly.
got here is 500 milliliters.
Yeah, so that's like
Three-
three bottles of Mountain
You
Dew.
got a half a 6-pack of Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
It's 2 6-packs of danger.
It's fucking nuts. All right, we'll be back next week. I think Jose will be back next week. I think.
Possibly,
knows?
yeah.
It's
I
like
mean,
possibly. Yeah,
we're
I
going
think
to see
so.
Doctor Strange on Sunday, but it's very possible he might
Yeah.
fly out again Monday. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
So we'll be back with some regularly scheduled bullshit with some normal stuff as opposed to us fucking cracking wise. Which, you know what? It's worth doing. Free show. What the fuck you want?
I mean, we probably will just talk about Doctor Strange and crack wise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
I
Yeah.
like
I mean,
the
we just
way-
riffed about our weeks for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
pretty
really
much.
liked the way this episode flowed. Like the conversation
delightful.
grew organically. We had some really deep discussions, some hard
Yeah.
truths.
Yeah, we all fucking
Good
looked
stuff.
in the mirror. We're gonna go take a swim in Lake Us when this is over. It's gonna be good.
Everybody
I don't know if
send Lee a message about one thing you like about him and one thing you think
Oh.
would look funny on his body if he lost a lot of weight.
Please don't do that. I don't want either of those things from anybody.
All of your
Give him
tattoos,
a lot of praise and then
I
mock
don't want
his
it.
future goals.
all
I
of your
don't want any of
tattoos
it.
are gonna look stupidly.
Oh no!
I don't want. See, I've thought about I get much fatter, they're gonna look stupid too. So I got to get back down to a regular, manageable spot. You see?
Okay, manageable is good, but don't.
Oh yeah, we're going for manageable.
Okay, but you don't need to
Like-
crash diet. You don't need to fucking do some weird shit.
The secret for
because
me
of
is
my
somebody who's
general size.
Yeah.
My general size and shape and build. Like my goal weight is most people's obese. I wish I were dead right now
Sure.
because of the shape of my body. You know,
Yes.
like I'm large.
Oh, you don't need to tell me about body shape.
Someone's like, "Oh my god, I'm 240. I'm such a fucking pig." I'm like, "Bitch, I wish I was 240." Like,
Right.
I'm shooting for 240.
Yeah, like I haven't seen 240 since sophomore year.
Yeah, no shit. Preach, brother. We'll be back next week. We're probably will have seen Doctor Strange by then. If not, I'll just be like, "Ooh, really? Ooh, ah." So it's all good. Join us at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/panelsonpages. For Jason Nyes, Jose Guzman, wherever he is, with this beautiful mind, Kelly Harrison, our good buddy Mahoney. I am the Lord Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you guys later. Night. Love you. Bye-bye.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do? Do you mind if I do?
Fucking Google something.
Do you mind if I do?
Holy shit.
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
I didn't want to say it.
Do you mind if I do?
What are you, some kind of bitch?
Whoa, whoa,
Do you mind if I do?
You fucking
Google ass bitch.
Do you mind if I do?
Why you keep bugging us, YouTube?
Do you mind if I do?
you fucking Google ass bitch.
That's it. Show's over. We're done.
See you next